What's going on, my good people? It's your boy Jay Fry. Today we're outside in my small backyard garden where we're going to take a look at a couple of the plants that I have growing. Now, we don't have a whole lot growing, but we do have enough that we want to protect during extended freezes. So hang out with your boy for a minute, see what we have growing, and I'm also going to show you a couple of ways that I'm going to protect the plants. Alright, so we're here in Texas Zone 8B in the first week of January. The high for today, and I think for the next couple of days, it's supposed to be in the high 70s. So we've been hit and miss right here. We have had a few nights of freezing, and I didn't protect anything. Pretty much everything made it. My plants did take some damage, especially from the wind that brought in the cold front. So I was able to get that cleaned up and they bounced back. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the plants that I have growing, kind of like a little small garden update. And then I'll show you one way I'm going to protect the plants that I have in ground. Then I'll show you how I'm going to protect them in a raised bed. Now, the way that I'm going to do it in ground, I pretty much used the same stuff before, but I hadn't done it in ground yet. And then I got a new cover system that I'm going to be using. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that I'm growing. And you know, I do have other things growing, like some herbs and stuff like that just growing on its own, but we won't take a look at those. But right here in this bed, this is our Vego Garden self-watering container. Now, I believe they do have a cover system for this one, but I won't be doing any covering this up. I'm just gonna let these plants do their thing. But as you can see in here, the weather's been so crazy. Even on this one right here, this is a bok choy. You can see right there, I just now noticed that today it's going into seed. And then this is another, that's a tatsoi. So this one is doing this thing. This one took some damage in the cold, and then this kale, it took a little bit of damage. But this bed right here I won't protect, won't be doing anything. I actually can't wait till everything is done in here so I can redo it. But this is some red leaf lettuce that should have been a whole lot bigger than that right now, but it ain't turning out that well. The romaine leaf lettuce, you can see that we've been harvesting that, so this is about the only thing we've been doing good with. But I think I can come over here today and harvest some of these leaves before they start to bolt like this one. Yeah, that's the thing about this weather. You plant some of these things and it get hot and they start to bolt or whatever. All right, so right here, these are some of the last things I planted, and they took a whole lot of damage from the wind. So this is red giant mustard, and then the other ones are southern giants. But the leaves, they pretty big and tender, and I probably need to clean it up a little bit more. Like that one took some damage. I don't have any snips. I put that in the compost, but I don't know if that one's gonna make it. But you can see it's starting to get some new growth right here, so we might be good. Now, this is my first time growing any type of mustard green, like the tatsoi, the bok choy, and these mustards right here. This is the first time growing any variety of mustards. But so I will come out and cover these up. I'm not going to show you how I'm going to cover these up today. Let's see what else we got going on. So these are the two rows that I actually want to make sure to cover up. This is including this grow bag. I'll just put that in the same row. These are, I think this is noble spinach, and we probably should have been harvesting those. I guess it's time to start harvesting them. And I planted a bunch of spinach everywhere, but they only grew right here in this grow bag, so I guess that's where it's supposed to go. And then in this row right here, you see this? I have 6 broccoli plants, and out of all 6 of them, let's go this way. And out of all 6 of them, this one right here on the end has been doing this thing. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and harvest this today. That's pretty nice size. Yeah, this is gonna be harvested today. It'll be this evening though, cause it's warm right now, and hopefully this hot weather don't mess everything up. But all of them are doing this thing. These other 5, they pretty much the same size. know, with the exception of that last one, but all 5 of these are the same size, except for that first one. Now, I don't know what I did different. Matter of fact, I know I didn't do anything different. And then on the end, another red mustard and another tat soil. They took some damage too, but they might hang on. And if you see right here, across the ends on these or the edge of the bed all the way up and down, I put some onions right there. I don't know if you can see it with the sun here, but yeah, I do want to make sure to protect these, because even, I guess that's what happens like that right there. We'll start, once I get to harvest these broccoli, more start popping up. You can see that down in there. So I do want to protect these. And I get more broccoli this year than I did last year. But this is the biggest one. I'm actually happy to see this. So we're gonna get this out today. All right, then right behind me, I have another giant red mustard, or 2 giant red mustards. This a giant red one, and this one is looking good. This how all of them really should look right now. And again, on the end of the bed, on the same end of that broccoli is on, this one is growing better than any of the rest of them. There's another one. This is a bok choy. It's all soft. And then another southern giant mustard. Then I put more onions right here. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 collards right here. I'm not sure. Generally, the collards have been took off a whole lot more than this right here. So I think what we'll end up doing today as well is coming in and harvesting some of these leaves. You know, and cooking up with a small amount of collard greens, and maybe that'll encourage some growth. So before I show you the rest of the garden, let me show you how I'm gonna protect these rows real quick. I'm gonna get it set up, and I'm just gonna show you a real quick and simple way that I'm going to protect them. Just a minute. All right, so the way I'm gonna protect these in-ground grow beds is pretty simple. I've been using these PVC hoops for a while. They're fairly cheap, where I can just add this little metal connector to it to extend them. And I'll just take a few of these, put them together, and then I'll get them set up. Watch me get them set up, then I'll show you what I'm going to use to cover them up. All right, so you can see that's pretty easy, just putting those hoops down. I put the hoops over the bed, and then I end up doing over this other in-ground area and the other one that I showed you. And I also did this last year. I don't know if you saw the earlier videos. I did it to protect some of the plants within my raised garden bed. So I'm gonna do that a little bit different this year. So the next thing I'm gonna do is put over a frost protection blanket. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it over today for right now, and then as soon as the video is over, I'm gonna go ahead and take it off because I don't need it right now, but it's just gonna show you the process and how easy it is. So basically, this is just a frost protection blanket that I got from a big box store. Now I've been having it for a couple of years as well. I did it, I bought this blanket actually years ago to protect some of the plants in the front of the house, some of the flowers that we had, and I just cut it up. So it's cut up pretty good, maybe a little bit damaged or whatever, but we're gonna still see if we can use it today, just to give you an example. So I know there are other ways to protect these in-ground rows, but at this point, I'm just using everything that I already have, right? So let's go ahead and see how that's gonna look. And basically, these are the little clips or whatever that's gonna connect the blanket to the PVC fitting right there. All right, so once I keep up with the weather and I see that a freeze is coming, I'll just pull out this blanket, put it over like this, and I'll go ahead and connect all of these little clips all the way around, like right here. 3 of them on each little old PVC hoop, and then that should help protect my plant. All right, so this is pretty much how this is gonna look to have me set up ready for when the freezes actually do come. I can come out and throw that blanket over it and leave it for a couple of days. So the only hassle with putting that blanket and these hoops, now these hoops, I have been having them for a while, but these hoops, they do break often and you always have to piece them together or whatever. And then with that frost protection blanket, you can't leave it on over the plants for more than a couple of days, especially if it's not freezing, because it won't allow it to breathe. So that's the only hassle with that, is dealing with the hoops breaking on me or whatever, and then still having to come out and remove the frost protection blanket if it's not as cold, because it won't allow it to breathe. But still, that's a real quick, easy way for me to cover up these plants and to protect them when we have multiple nights of freezing. Now, I wasn't actually going to show you guys this bed, but this bed right here, this is these are beets and then carrots in the middle and then beets on the other end. Now this whole bed, it took a lot of pest damage at the beginning when I first planted, so I did get a couple of beets out of it. We got this one right here is growing pretty well. It look like a nice sized beet right there too, so I will come out here and start pulling up some of these beets. I have pulled up a couple of the carrots and they weren't quite ready to me, but you can see the carrot tops in there on some of them, so I'll start pulling those. And then these beets, they started out real slow. They took a whole bunch of damage and then they bounced back after a pretty good rain. So I already have some hoops here, and they've been here since the beets been here. I was using it to protect it from the sun. That's how long those hoops been in place. But I will not be covering up this bed trying to protect it from any type of frost. Now the last one I'm going to try to cover up is this Vego Garden raised bed. Now inside of here, I want to make sure to take care of these. On this end right here, you can see these red plants. Those are my chard. And then even on the other side right there, that's chard and chard. And then that's another that's a bok chard. It already went in the flower with this crazy weather that we have around here. Then some more kale plants. So that's not looking too bad. That tatsoi, it never even got past what you're seeing right there. And then some more collard greens. So these are my Georgia Southern collards that I do want to make sure to take care of. Like I said, I think that's what we're gonna do this evening. We're gonna come in and harvest some of these collards and stir fry them a little bit. That way, see if we can promote some more growth. But let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm going to use to cover this thing up. Alright, so if you're still here with me, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and help your boy grow. You know I appreciate it. So the last thing, like I said, we're going to be covering up is the plants that we have here in our Vego Garden raised bed. And if you go back and look at some of my previous videos, I went ahead and installed a mesh cover system. So that's why the framing is already here. Now the cover system, it was just actually to protect from the pests and some of the sun rays. So I was able to pull that off, and I left the framing up, and now I have a greenhouse cover system that should be a whole lot simple as well. That way I can just throw it on here, tie it down, and I shouldn't have to remove it until the season is over. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed and see how simple it is to put together, and actually see how it looks. So I'm excited to see how it's gonna look here in my backyard. Alright, come with one-page instructions. I don't think I'm gonna need that, not for this. I hope I don't. It's basically the greenhouse material. You know, if you was to buy one of them greenhouses from anywhere else that you set up in your backyard, it has that same type of material. I should be able to unzip this thing and throw it right over the top, I guess. That's even. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it tied down, and then we'll check out what little functionality it has. Alright, so we got our Vego Garden greenhouse cover system installed. As you can see, that was pretty simple and quick, being that we already had the frame in here. We just needed to throw the cover over it and strap it down. So let me show you guys some of the features that it has, and then we'll go ahead and get it set up. That way we can leave it in place. But so one of the first things I want to point out is on both ends that there is like these windows where you can roll it up, and then it just has the mesh screening where you can have airflow. And I guess that's if I wanted to leave all of the sides down, even if it was like super cold, but I wanted some air inside of it. And then also on all four ends, you see this right here, it has these straps where you can, you know, pretty much tighten down the bottom to kind of keep all of the cold air out of there. So that's actually pretty cool. And then so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is unzip. I'm gonna go ahead and unzip both sides, and this should pretty much just stick to the top right here. Now, I don't know, that may be something to kind of worry about when I put this up. The Velcro stick and how long that's gonna last, especially if we have a good wind. It just causes everything to flap back over, so I might have to come up with something else. But let me go ahead and get that unzipped. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I showed you guys how I did my DIY in-ground cover system to protect from the frost, and some of the things I used over there. I'll make sure to leave a couple of links in the description if you want to go ahead and check those out. And also we installed a greenhouse cover system by Vego Garden raised bed. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description for that as well. That way you can go ahead and get you a raised bed and a cover system if you're interested in something like that. So that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with your boy. If you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. I'll holler at you.